this is Junqing from YQ Traveling. I help young working adults plan their career breaks to travel, and today we're talking about why you shouldn't go on a career break to travel in your 20s. Hi, welcome back. This is Junqing from YQ Traveling. We're talking about why you shouldn't take a career break to travel in your 20s. So in my last video, I talked about why you should take a career break to travel in your 20s, and today we're going to look at the other side because I want you to have both sides of the story before you make a decision. That's only fair. So for this topic, I'm gonna drill down even more specifically about why you shouldn't quit your job to travel in your 20s as an Asian young working adult. When I say Asian young working adult, it feels very strange because I don't call myself Asian because I live in Asia. I want to be specific that the points I'm talking about in this video is gonna be like very specific to people in Asia because we have a kind of a separate culture versus most of the people outside. So here's a reason why you shouldn't quit your job to travel as a young Asian working adult. The exchange rate is not in our favor. So unless you're in countries, for example, Japan or maybe even Singapore, the exchange rate is just lousy. When people from the West come to Asia for their career break to travel, they talk about how amazing everything is because it's so cheap. And for us, it's kind of like, this is not cheap, this is normal life, what are you talking about? So as an Asian young working adult, being able to save enough money, go to places where the exchange rate is not in your favor, it would take you probably a lot more time to save up. But if you do careful planning and you kind of like figure out how or where you can save money, it's possible. And another reason why you shouldn't take a career break to travel as an Asian young working adult is because there's no such culture in Asia. It's a very strange concept for people. In fact, my own relatives were just very like, what is this girl thinking? Some of them were angry, some of them were like, really? And some of them were supportive. So there was a mix of people, but most of the time it's because there is no example. You can't say that, cousin Jane did this, or my neighbor's cousin did it, and there's no one to point to saying that, someone did that and they're alive and they're not insane, so I want to do it too. But because you have me, you can point to my video and tell your mom or tell your uncle or tell your aunt that this crazy lady did it and then you want to do it too. I allow you to use me in that way. Just be responsible, please. And related to it is that people will question your decision. And because we live in a society where we are supposed to be like, the elders are right most of the time, or you should listen to people who are more senior than you, they would question you, why do you want to make this decision? They might even go to a point where they say, you are not going to do this, and you ask, why? And then they'll say, because I say so. Because I say so might be hard to rebut, but I just need you to know that if you planned your trip very carefully, you lay down every place you want to go, like the phone numbers of all the embassies, and you show these people that, hey, I have planned this trip very, very carefully. I'm a responsible young working adult. Please, I just want to go. Most of the people still live with their parents, and if you're living with your parents and every day they tell you you can't quit your job to travel, you can't quit your job to travel, you'll be hearing that and you'll be brainwashed thinking that you cannot. And it would take a lot more strength for you to break free from that. And I want you to know that I'm here to support you if you want to take a career break to travel. I want you to plan it very carefully and show all these adults that, you can do this. You are an adult as well, and go you. Another reason why you shouldn't quit your job to travel in your 20s is that coming back and finding work might be hard, especially since, you're pretty young in your career age and you don't have as many specific skills as needed in the workforce. For example, I went to a travel meetup after my career break to just meet people, and then I met this man who was 40 years old-ish, and he said that he took a career break to travel 6 months, and he came back and he found a job so easy. And I was just so curious, how did you find a job that easily? Because back then I was looking for a job for a pretty long time. And he said, oh well, he has experience in a very specific niche industry. So as a young working adult, you probably do not have that specific knowledge yet, so finding a job might be harder. In that case, you just start training in a very niche industry, and so when you come back, you can find a job. Or when you're traveling, make sure you still upgrade yourself, make sure you still keep yourself in the loop about industry news, learn new software or learn new skills, just to make yourself more employable when you come back from your career break. Another reason why you shouldn't quit your job to travel in your 20s is that traveling doesn't solve any problems. Trust me, I know that. Sometimes we think, oh my gosh, I'm having a quarter life crisis, and if I just ran away to travel for 6 months, 3 months, I come back, I might, be a new person and I might find answers. You probably won't find answers when you're traveling because you'll be too busy traveling. What you actually need to do is go to a meditation camp, sit for 11 days without talking, to just dive deep inside yourself to solve your own problem. Traveling does not solve most of your problems, just be aware of that, okay? And one last reason why, as an Asian young working adult, we shouldn't quit our jobs to travel is because we can't find good Asian food around the world. That's not true. You can find good Asian food around the world, but they are so hard to find. Most of the time, you'll be eating bastardized Asian food. It's fine. I mean, we eat bastardized Western food all the time, right? So if you really love your rice and you feel you can't live without your rice, traveling around the world might not be something that you want to do. If you're an Asian young working adult, let me know in the comments if any of those resonate with you. I'm Yunqing from YQ Traveling. Videos are up every Monday. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!